And I've been involved with the South African Cultural Observatory right from its very, very first days.
Very centrally to the narrative is the establishment of the South African Cultural Observatory.
So for the past 10 years, Saco has been about the measurement. It has been about classifying, counting. But now, for the next 10 years, where Saco is looking at is about making meaning.
The next 10 years has got to be a review of what the implementation of some of those are.
I think a re-evaluation, Lupi, of where they come from, a re-evaluation of the landscape at which they operate.
As we reflect upon the 10 years of Saco's existence, we can only be just delighted and excited about the work that they've done. They've really given us tools to think about and to manage and to really come up with policies that are based on research.
When we talk about practice, policy, perspectives, for me, I'd like to see what that marriage looks like and where those people who are playing very different roles and contributing to this canon, this international canon, can then create something that will be equitable, not just for the academy or for practice or for practitioners, but for the whole.
In its founding stages, we were working with the Mzansi Golden Economy strategy, which posited how important evidence-based policymaking was. And so we started a journey with a whole range of universities, Rhodes University, Mandela University and Fort Hare University, to create the first South African Cultural Observatory. And it was a hugely exciting time to have an institution that would be a repository for information and knowledge, that would share information and knowledge, but critically start to map the impact of the South African creative economy.
Milestone, or let's put it rather an achievement for national government, and particularly the particular DSAC in funding this, helping mobilize this, recognizing the significance of the particular group, which was an inter-university bid, and I can talk a little bit about that subsequently. But I think it was a very important intervention by national government, stretching back to the Mzansi Golden Economy. The minister at the time, Paul Mashatile, his colleagues, it's a multiple story.
I think South African Cultural Observatory has done really well because now we are a go-to institution in the country for reliable data. We are not just a go-to institution for South Africa, but for the global community as well. I think this is one of the best things that, South African government through the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture has done in establishing such an institution, because we have now countries like your Malawis in Africa, your Russias who are looking at us and the methodologies that we've developed and the tools that we've developed in measuring the creative economy, and they're wanting to learn from us. Our stories are being read and being bought, by the global community and not just consumed in the country.
And some of the most important pieces of work that the Cultural Observatory does, although it's like selecting a favorite child, are the regular mapping studies that tell us about our industry, that tell us about our sector, that talk to us about where we are and how we operate. And these pieces of research were so important over the terrible pandemic years because they mapped just how devastating that impact was on us, the huge lockdowns, the difficulty that we had in coming back to full capacity. And so we really do imagine a future with the South African Cultural Observatory continuing to do this kind of work, to also begin to map future scenarios for where we're going to be, the impact of AI, the power of blockchain to help us to track intellectual property, and of course the evolving trends in the South African economy that shape us, that mean that we can both struggle to do our work or be enabled to do our work. But fundamentally what we need the observatory to do is to continue to provide the research that helps us to create evidence-based policy that will grow our industry, that will help us to thrive, and that will make sure that the South African economy is taken seriously and is regarded as a major asset to South Africa.
Our mission at Saco is to ensure that we turn evidence into action. We turn insight into influence. We make the data sing. And when we do those things, when the data sings, for us, it sounds like a nation in motion. It sounds like South Africa.
What Saco's managed to achieve in the 10 years is to give us some important data sets, but also conceptually some really important ideas based on data for the sector, certainly for us, which helps us articulate the value of the creative industries and what we think we should be doing and where the potential is. So my wish for Saco going forward is just more of that and better.
To the Saco team and its partners, congratulations on a decade of dedication, insight, and impact.
We are hopeful that this will be a lot more of a conscience builder to people to be deliberate on what they do to support the arts.
Going forward, I can only wish Saco the very best and let it continue doing the good work it's doing and to remain a strong advocate for creatives in the sector.
It would be interesting also maybe from the conference to hear 10 years on what have been the top five goals that they have met and exceeded. What has not worked? How are they going to pivot? Wanting to look at our history, look at their gift, and how do we heal the nation? Because I think that's what arts and culture does for a nation. I'm looking to go and drink from the well of knowledge that will be in the conference 10 years on as we plan for the next future, for the coming future.
And I would want to be part of that, group of people who looks back and says, we embraced change. We contributed to this change. We thought outside of the box, but most critically, we didn't leave anyone behind. The fact that the conference happens at a stadium is quite compelling and exciting. We're thinking now how sport, culture, and art, very critical concepts that we know have shifted nations, have shifted society, have reflected us back to ourselves, now come together. And I'm excited. I think that we are not fear-based anymore. We're prosperity-based now. And I'd like to see what that prosperity looks like, how we're defining it, how we're measuring it, how we're sustaining it, and how we're going to measure it, not individually, but collectively as a creative and cultural ecosystem.